Welcome back to another video. This is the Football Connect, and today I'm doing the transfer video a bit later. Transfer update a bit later. It should have been done early. You should have seen this video a long time ago, but I'm doing it now though. We're on a Saturday, and it's just a Saturday, which is building up well for the Club World Cup final for Liverpool. If you're watching the first preseason game, to get back to football over a change. So it's gonna be exciting. So we're gonna talk about some of the things which has been released out there to the public over the transfers of whatever that is happening, and I'm really excited about this. But click the like button, subscribe to the Connect. Sorry for that weird thing that is just happening in me. I hope you are ready for this. Let me hear where you're watching us from. I'm curious. I'm always talking here. I'm curious where you guys are watching us from. Do me a favor, go do that right now. Oh, Liverpool have retired Diogo Jota's shirt. If you're interested in that, go check out the Football Connect LFC. I've done the video, so in honor and just celebrating how our club has handled this whole entire situation. So check that one out. Let's come back to the video. So Nicola Jackson. So according to Fabrizio Ramon, Nicolas Jackson has a chance to leave Chelsea this summer. After Noni Madueke to Arsenal, he could be the next one to try a new chapter elsewhere. AC Milan asked for Jackson, but Chelsea asking price is still too high. Premier League clubs are also keen and informed. That's according to Fabrizio Romano. How much is the price that Chelsea are asking? Oh my God, I'll let you know later on, because let's just go through all the transfers. It's gonna get exciting. Trust me on this one. So let's move on to the other transfer which was released as well, which we were being told. So according to Alex Krug, we're seeing for Yone Wissa is pushing to leave Brentford this summer. Nottingham Forest are in talks. Tottenham are plotting a move, and Newcastle are keeping tabs. Brentford want £50 million, but the club believe the fee can be negotiated down. Reports Alex Crook. That's what we are being told about Wissa. Wissa has been a guy who has been in the market for some time now. So many teams are really interested in getting him. They're trying by all means to bluster the team. But now my question comes, what happens to Brentford? First, you're getting a manager who it's his first time becoming a manager. You're losing some of your biggest stars. Boemo could still go to United. Wissa has gone. Nogard is already at Arsenal. And your manager has gone. How is Brentford going to look next summer? I'm just curious. I'm really, really curious, to be honest. So let's see how that one plays out like. But that's what we're being told. Breaking news, Henderson is set to join Brentford on a 2-year contract, free transfer. This is according to David Onstein. So I'm going to have to put my phone here on that side. I need to talk about this. I don't have a problem with Henderson moving from Ajax to Brentford. No, not a problem at all. But the problem is this. Not a problem at all. But the problem is this. You see how the confusion is here? The problem is this. The person who is conducting the deals for Henderson is now starting to get on my nerves. He's really starting to get on my nerves. Yes, this little Alexander Arnold is really getting on my nerves. It's called the Tyler Alexander. You know him, Tyler Alexander Arnold, the guy who worked an amazing plan to make sure that his brother does not sign a contract for 2 years at Liverpool so that he can work for free to go to Liverpool. Did the same thing again he was trying to do it exactly with Andy Robertson to go to Atletico Madrid, and Liverpool freely release him for free. What the hell is this little nerd? What the hell is he? Because I understand transfers. I understand business being done, but why does it always feels like he's trying by all means to turn all his clients against the clubs that they're coming from? Because the Ajax were open. Anderson had a 1-year contract extension, which was going to be triggered by the club, but he decided to reject and just move for free. Why can they get something? Remember, they bought you for something when you were coming from LA something. It's just not fair. And I don't know. I don't know if this is the right way to run an agency, but I'm telling you, your agency is going down. It's gonna go as far as Trent Alexander-Arnold's career can go, because what you are doing, man, you are really creating craziness. Do you know that there's a kid at Liverpool who's under his agents who Liverpool are saying they're freely ready to let him go because of this Alexandra human being. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know him personally, but I know some shitty things he's been doing over the transfers, and that for me just irritates me. Anyway, let's see how that one plays out. But that's what's happening here, people. Okay. Arsene Wenger responded to Jurgen Klopp's comments in the Club World Cup. His club said it's the worst idea ever invented. I don't share the same opinion of Jurgen at all. If you inquire on all the clubs here, I'm basically sure 100% they would want to do it again. Yeah, because it's giving them more money. Why aren't you not getting it, dummy? Why aren't you not getting it? I don't get it. The problem that club is talking about, it's not about what the Club World Cup is not doing. It's just talking about where the welfare of the players are, because it seems like out of everything that is happening, that's the thing that these people are really good at forgetting. The welfare of the players. Let me tell you, Musiala's leg turned 90 degrees the other direction. He's out for a long time because of this thing. In a time when he was supposed to be resting, Trent Alexander-Arnold picked up a muscle injury fracture, and in a time in which he was supposed to be resting, he was just coming from an injury. Remember, he was injured in the last months of Liverpool's title run, and when he's coming back, he's injured again. So I don't get what Arsene Wenger is saying here. It just sounds like those Sky Sports people that who are speaking there. So you call him Savi, whatever, or Savi, something like that. The guy feels like if FIFA are paying him so good for him to just speak this nonsense. Let us all be honest. Yes, we are all going to watch the final, and I'm basically going to react to it. But this tournament is going to hurt the teams that have participated in it in their competition which they're supposed to be performing when it comes to next season. That's all I'm saying. And you all see it, Mr. Arsene Wenger. And also, of course, you work for FIFA. What way we actually going to expect you to say? Let's move on. If I get angry, I'm already angry about this Alexandra human being. Anyway, Fenerbahce are not in contract talks with Arsenal for Lisandro Trossard despite reports. Arsenal have not received any formal approach or bid from Turkey club for Trossard so far. That's according to Fabrizio Roman, because there were reports that Trossard was wanted by Fenerbahce, but Fabrizio Ramon made sure that that was known, that nothing is happening there. Talking about Fenerbahce, it seems like there is a breakthrough, because breaking news: Marco Asensio, 29, to Fenerbahce. The Turkey club have now reached an agreement with both player and PSG, and have begun invited to Istanbul to have his medical and start and signs the contract. That's what they reported yesterday. We'll see how that one plays out. Just in, according to Sport Witness and the La Stampa, Jordan Sancho wanted a 5 million euro package from Manchester United to complete his move to Juventus. So one thing about Jordan Sancho, which he has made very clear, even refusing to sign for Chelsea, was he wants to get something out of Manchester United. He wants his money from United. They promise him, they have to give him. We'll see how that one plays out. We're just gonna have to see how that one plays out. But that's what is being reported, people. Anyway, okay, so there are strong interest in Newcastle for is this Jorginho Slavani. Atlanta are not budging on their valuation of around 50 million per euro. 50 million euro. No offer from Newcastle. If any offer comes in above 50, then I think Atlanta might consider it. Report Matteo Maretto. I think that's how you call him. I think he works for the Atlantic, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what I've heard. Breaking news: Barcelona have made Marcus Rashford their priority target. The club are ready to go all in to sign him. Talks are already on their underway. Hans Flick has given the green light, and Rashford is now considering it. Is now considered Barcelona's number one target. And that's according to Plus Go. It's always interesting that they make it sound like they were after him, but we know that they were not after Rashford. They just had to be after him because things did not go the way that they planned. They wanted Diaz, but Liverpool are not budging or not selling. They also wanted Nico Williams. We know what that saga ended up like. So yeah, let's keep playing that. That's our number one target. We can play that game too. Atlanta up are asking for up to 60 million euro for Edison. 25 Report Gazette. That's for the rumors of United being interested in signing him. Um, some Arsenal fans seem to lose their patience with Mikel Arteta. The morals outside the Emirates have been vandalized with Arteta out messages. The Sun Sports report saw there some images. So the Noni Madueke transfer to Arsenal is not really landing well with the Arsenal fans. They've decided to go full force violence. I did not see that one coming, but that's exactly what's happening, people. It's crazy out here. It's really, really crazy. Ole Watkins will be Arsenal's next priority if they miss out on Sporting Leipzig, Sporting Victor Gyökeres or Leipzig's Benjamin Sesko. We knew we are not getting Sesko. You made that clear a long time ago. I have no idea why we keep playing around. Talking also for your Gyökeres, this guy has decided to not even go for any training with Sporting. According to David Onstein, Victor Gyökeres does not intend to report for preseason at Sporting. And Arsenal's episode via David Onstein, the 27-year-old required to join the squad on Saturday, but today told the Sporting press that he will not be playing for Sporting again. It'll be interesting to see how that sort of a character works well with the Mikel Arteta. We know him; he doesn't like the hotheads, and this guy seems like a hothead. So I'm really curious to see how Mikel Arteta takes this one out, because he each has the Aubameyang of something like this. So what happens now? We'll be on the back room. Watch, watch. Anyway, Morgan Gibbs-White transferred to Tottenham is in jeopardy. Nottingham Forest, the proposal transferred to be off for now. Let's explain why it's in jeopardy. They are contract They are contacting their lawyers over potential legal action, and they have stopped all communication with Tottenham as things stand. Nottingham Forest believe Tottenham have made an illegal approach to the player and never granted permission for them to speak to him. They also believe there has also been a breach in confidentiality around his release clause. It's not yet clear if Nottingham Forest are able to block the transfer entirely. However, it is now expected to be delayed as Forest prepare a complaint to the Premier League, report Sky Sports. So what's happening is this: we can all be honest. Nobody knew that Gibbs-White had a release clause. Nobody knew. None. Nobody. All of us. Nobody knew. All the teams. I've never had any report that talk about Gibbs-White having a release clause in his contract. Then out of nowhere, we are hearing breaking news. Tottenham Hotspur moving on for Gibbs-White, and then breaking news, they are ready to pay the release clause. Then breaking news, done deal. Here we go. It moved so fast that yesterday was supposed to be the day he does his medicals, and later on was in the evening announced there's a new Tottenham Hotspurs player. But all those things had to stop because Nottingham Forest are not happy. They're not happy because they feel like Tottenham Hotspurs have breached, they have broken some laws, they have tapped in the player without permission from them. We saw something like that. It's happened with Virgil van Dijk with Liverpool, if I'm not mistaken. We did see that as well with Coutinho versus Barcelona, and Coutinho versus Liverpool, as well as I think right now Barcelona versus Luis Diaz in Liverpool. And I think that's what has been happening with Barcelona as well as Real Madrid as well as Liverpool players now. So this is really interesting. Is it in jeopardy? No, I don't really think so. Why don't I not think so? Because that's how the transfers, the release clause work. Release clause work because it takes away the team from getting involved in the negotiation. this is between the player and the club is going to, then they'll pay the release clause, and the team just has to accept it. So is it gonna waste time? Yes, I think it will. But if Tottenham are determined to get them in, it's just gonna go as straightforward as that. That's why most clubs don't like release clause, because they are really, you know, they're really in need. They really hurt. They really hurt clubs, really. So Nottingham Forest, what's just happening is they just feel like they're about to lose, and they just don't want to look like pushovers. That's why they're pushing on this, because, of course, breaking news: Nottingham Forest are considering legal action over what they perceived as illegal approach from Tottenham Hotspurs in their pursuit for Morgan Gibbs-White. It was also repeated again by Fabrizio Romano, I think, or by Ben Jacobs, who said more into the Gibbs-White situation. Nottingham Forest have reported Spurs to the Premier League this afternoon for making illegal approach, and they've threatened the legal action. Spurs have received communication asking them to cease contract with Gibbs-White. Forest declined to comment, but sources say the club believes Spurs tapped up Gibbs-White and could challenge what? Sorry for that. Something happened. Could challenge the manner with which the 60 million clause was lent off, because nobody, like I said, nobody knew of the 60 million pounds release clause. That's how it got lent off after they tapped in onto the player. That's when he reviewed the information. The Premier League will now investigate, leading to the deal being delayed and potentially in a doubt. That's what Ben Jacob said to say. So he's literally giving us more into what I was saying. So it's just a time to waste time and to push time. But on an honest layer, when we're all being honest here, we know this thing is going to get done. Let's see what legal action that they can take on this, because this is a release clause. You can't do anything on the release clause. So Galatasaray has been playing back and forth with Napoli, because there was a breaking news that Galatasaray had agreed with Napoli with the bank guarantee letter. For Victor Osman, the transfer to the Turkish club is about to be finalized. Report another person from there. Then we were told by Fabrizio Romano that Galatasaray are advancing to sign Victor Osman. A new 70 million euro proposal with installment structured has been sent to Naples. Then later on, we were told that was denied. That was denied. I'll get back to what has been happening on there, but that's what happened. In fact, let me just finish up the whole entire Galatasaray situation. hmm Sorry, there were a lot of some news that came out, so I missed up some of the things. Anyway, no, that's just a lot of things that I'm just passing right now. So that's what had happened, and we had to see what happens. Then another breaking news hit us when we were being told Crystal Palace have been demoted to Conference League. And there's the explanation. They said Crystal Palace have been demoted from the Europa League to the Conference League. Crystal Palace will appeal this, report Sky Sports, decision made by UEFA due to multi-club ownership rules. So we wait to see how that one plays out. But guess who is really excited over this one is that guy that is right now to the lawyers, which is Nottingham Forest, as I expected to play in the Europa League instead of Crystal Palace. UEFA said the president decision may be appealed, though. That's very important. BB Sports report that there is an opportunity of Crystal Palace appealing this, in which Crystal Palace have already made clear that they will appeal. You know what is happening with the situation of Crystal Palace? From my understanding, the way I learned it and how I got to have an idea of what's happening, Crystal Palace are in a situation which they cannot participate. They cannot be in a multi-club organization if they want to be in a competition which is UEFA, which is in UEFA. So one of the shareholders of Crystal Palace, in fact, I think he holds some of the most shares in the Crystal Palace, is also owning Olympic Lyon, who were about to be demoted to League Two, by the way, but they were able to win their appeal, and now they will remain in League 1. So it means they go back into their Europa as promised. But now that causes chaos because of the owner of one of the owners of Crystal Palace who also owned Leon. That's what is causing them to be demoted because they cannot be in the same competition. Either if Leon was in the Champions League, it was going to be okay for Crystal Palace to play in the Europa. This is their first time getting into this European competition. Let's see how the appeal works on like, but that's what has been told. That's what they've been told. We'll wait and see how that one plays out. So Marcus Rashford, he was seen using the back gate to report to the Carrington, and Ruben Amaron departed through the front gate. The United scandals are just crazy. I don't really want to get involved in those. Fabrizio Ramon report: Arsenal and Chelsea have now completed document exchange for Noni Madueke, agreement sealed. Madueke will undergo his medical over the weekend and then sign a 5-year contract at Arsenal. 52 million pounds, deal done, an exclusive revealed yesterday. So that is a done deal. Between today and tomorrow, his medicals has been done. He might be announced maybe tomorrow as an Arsenal player or maybe later on today. That's what we're being told. Then there was a Here We Go, which came from Dusan Petrovic to Bournemouth. Here we go. After official bid reviewed this week, £25 million. Chelsea accepted all the final conditions. Petrovic will undergo medical in the next days, as David Ornstein report, and also have been favourite, while Pezovic will sign a long-term deal with Bournemouth. So now Bournemouth have a goalkeeper who I'm telling you, I can even say I trust more than Kepa that they had. By the way, Kepa never did anything wrong, but you can understand where we're coming from here. Then Sporting are pushing ahead to sign Lorenzo Luca. The club is ironing out the final details with Udinese, and in the meantime, they have reached an agreement in personal terms. The goal is to finalize the deal early next week. That's what Diplomacy report, which I think can put some crazy pressure on the Darwin Nunes situation because it might look like he might not even leave Liverpool after all if this deal is done. I think that's what I think, but we have to see how that one plays out. We go back to Chelsea because Chelsea have been really making some interesting decisions as their valuation of Nicola Jackson is £100 million. Let's not comment on it. Let's just move on. Let's just move on. And the official Newcastle have announced the signing of Anthony Elanga from Nottingham Forest. Important. Then so 14 hours ago, Napoli have rejected a formal approach sent by Galatasaray today for Victor Osimhen. What are they really looking for, really, to be honest? Let us all try to make sense of it. But it was, they had refused. Galatasaray offered 70 million euro today, and the bank document attached to the payment guarantees the PAO wanted around 75. That's the president of Napoli guaranteed, and he has been rejected according to Fabrizio Romano. Then later on, we were told that there was something that was going to happen again because according to also there was another bid which was put on. There was another bid which was put on. But anyway, we'll wait to see how that one plays out. But there is a rejection from Napoli. They are asking for 75, and that's what they intend to get. 75 million euro for Victor Osimhen. So that's what's happening here, people. All the stories have been covered. I've put everything for you, people. Now it's up to you to let me know your thoughts in the comment section. What do you think of everything that is happening in the transfer window? Like I told you, this was going to be a long one because the transfers has been all been busy, but we have to cover them, people. What can we do? That's why we're here on the Connect. So click the like button, subscribe to the Connect. Let me know where you're watching us from. Do you think Nicola Jackson is worth 100 million euro pounds? 100 million pounds? Do you think it's worth that much? I'm just wondering because, oh, you thought I'd forgotten. Yeah, I didn't mention it. You think it's worth how much? Like the video and subscribe to Connect. We'll see you on another one. We're out. Peace. Subscribe to the Connect. Peace.